Today I'm in beautiful Sedona, Arizona with Nick from Manzanita Cycles reviewing the custom steel hardtail that he made for me. If you haven't seen my first look video of this yet, you'll want to go check that out because there's some really unique stuff going on here. Nick's riding his custom Manzanita, which is very similar to mine geo-wise, maybe a little slacker.
A little slacker, just a hair.
Cool, very similar though. He's taller than me though, so he's got a little longer chainstay. Oh, he's never ridden this trail. Let's go hit it. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. Nobody's out. We left early enough that we caught nobody on the trail yet. Oh, this bike is wonderful with that short chainstay. Despite the fact that I'm running my stiff E-Wing titanium cranks, this frame is not stiff. It's not noodly, but man, is it comfortable. And that just reiterates how beautiful it is to get a custom built frame for my weight and riding style. I told him suppleness was key. Boy, did he deliver on that. What a cool riding frame. And that's probably the element that I can't overstate, is how good custom riding frames are compared to mass-produced frames. And big companies would rather have an overly stiff frame with zero warranty issues than to push that line of having it be perfect for 175-pound riders, noodly for 225-pound riders, and stiff for 100-pound riders. This thing rides so good. You can just tell that Nick really knows what he's doing when he took my design input, and when we consulted and talked about what I like in a bike, he really translated that to a tangible difference. This thing feels light like a gazelle, feels zippy, but it feels planted too. And it sure helps that I know the geometry that I like, having ridden so many bikes. I wanted this to be especially good at bike packing, so I left the seat angle a little bit slacker. But now I'm wishing I went a little bit steeper. A 76-degree seat angle would be perfect for Sedona. But that's on me, not on Nick. And with my seat slid forward, I'm at about a 76 anyway. But yeah, it's fun riding with the dude who built your frame. 120 mil is a really interesting threshold for mountain bikes. Once you go over 120 mil, the bikes really change. These 120 mil bikes, especially with a SID or a Stepcast 34, they stay light, they stay zippy, they have that XC nature that just wants to sprint everywhere or put in long days because the forks are so much lighter than the bigger, beefier forks. Once you bump up to 130 and you get the bigger stanchion forks, they take on a different character and they kind of want to smash a little more and rally. But there's this fine line of making a bike that doesn't feel too XC-ish with the 120 fork. And this bike straddles that line beautifully. I can push this bike hard, but it still retains that snappy, exciting, energetic feel that makes hardtails so wonderful. A lot of the bikes I ride have like 64-degree head angles and beefy 150 forks, and those are missing what this bike has. We've got these thin, sleek tubes that attribute to a really nice ride feel. And I really think 120 is the sweet spot for this. You know, bikes are so much more than one or two static geometry numbers, or whether it's Reynolds or typical 4130 or aluminum or chromoly or carbon. It's a combination, it's a package, and all of those design elements should play well together. And a really good builder can select the right parts and geometry and attitude to make a bike that is more than the sum of its parts. And this is one of those bikes. This is one of the top 3 most special bikes I've ever ridden, as you're about to find out. I'm lucky enough to be riding this with Nick. He's never been down this, so we're gonna try not to kill him. We're just gonna have some fun today. I really like short chainstays, as all of you know if you've watched this channel for a while. And having properly sized chainstays for your riding style and your height really helps a bike dance, and these 420 chainstays are awesome. The geo is so good on this. It's not too slack. Man, what a comfortable ride. Even though I got those stiff cranks on here, it's still super comfy. Woo! Pump track. This bike model should be called the secret sauce because it oozes secret sauce. Man, this thing's special. I'm gonna try not to gush, but this is one of the most special bikes I've ever ridden. I don't know if I've ever taken a 120 mil bike on Highline before, but this thing's right at home. It's doing well. This bike is all smiles. Woo! Yeah. Oh, that's fun. And it'll manual at a moment's notice. Oh, I love this thing. I'm trying to be critical, but I just keep raving and smiling because I'm having so much fun. Yeah. Woo! Woo! A little bonus line.
Yeah.
Oh, this thing has such a playful nature. And by playful, I mean it's encouraging me to pop and manual and jump and play on everything. It's not the most totally planted straight line shredder like a Solaris Max with that long chainstay. And I'm okay with that. Having fun?
Oh yeah.
This little bike has an eagerness to it. It just wants to play, but it's still so snappy when you pedal on it, man. This thing is super close to a steel version of my Binary Maniac. And it should be, because I designed both and the geo numbers are very similar between the two. It's really hard to strike a balance between a bike that's composed on double black diamonds, but still fun on blue and green trails. I think if I were primarily riding green flow trails with little rocks, I'd get a steeper head angle. Blues, I wouldn't touch a thing. Black diamonds, I wouldn't touch a thing. And even double black diamonds, if I was only building this for double black diamonds, I'd go a degree slacker, but then it'd be way less versatile. And I don't feel like this holds me back anywhere. That really is a supple bike, and it's more supple than any production bike I've ridden. And I get those supple frames the most out of these custom builders who really knows how to make that tubing profile and frame design work for what the rider's looking for. This is one of those bikes that you stop thinking about and saying, oh, I wish the reach were a little bit longer, or I wish I could fit a bottle on the seat tube but still run a longer dropper. I just completely forget I'm reviewing the bike, and I just start grinning and riding and enjoying my trail. And that's the best compliment you could get on a bike. One of my favorite aspects of this bike is that I can fit that 175 mil dropper. It really comes into play on moves like this. This bike is so easy to control. Oh, I love it. What a beautiful bike. This is a big move, and this is scary on a 120 mil fork, but this thing is so composed. It's the most composed 120 mil frame I've ridden. That geo is fantastic. Nothing weird's happening. So this drop is where most people crash. It's probably about 30 inches high onto a chunky off camber. Yeah. But once you're down this, it's okay. This is where having that extra 25 mil of dropper really pays off. Oh, this bike is special. This is one of the 3 best bikes I've ever ridden for where I live. Makes me smile to ride it. You got traction all the way down this. Woohoo! Yeah. And that is Highline. Nicely done.
That was fun.
Super fun. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world to be able to review a bike with the builder on Highline. And what a bike. Well, this bike is built to my weight, my riding style, my geo that I specified. It wants to go fast on uphills. Right here. It's asking me to just sprint and push it a little harder and pick up speed uphill. It's an incredible technical climber. You could totally build one of these to be a slack XC bike. You don't need an aggressive body position on it because it's built for your body, or mine in this case. And the more time you put into consulting with Nick and doing his fit chart and measuring your inseam and your leg length and your shoulder width, the more time you put into that, the better he can make the bike work for you. You ready to party, Nick?
Yeah.
This bike loves to manual, loves to bunny hop. It's really good at technical climbs because it's got that long reach, slack head angle, and short chainstay. Oh, I love this thing. I don't want to give it back. Whoever buys this is gonna be happy. Woo! What a blast. And because of that short chainstay, man, will it corner. You don't need a really high-end build on this to make it come alive. I've got my $500 nuke-proof Horizon wheels, which are great on this. Sure, I've got lighter, fancier carbon wheels that make it even zippier, but the heart of a bike is a frame. And when you get a wonderful frame, components matter way less. But this bike, the heart and soul of this thing is its frame. And no amount of cranks or bling parts can make a bad frame ride good. The balance point is just amazing on this thing. So much fun. I wish you could see my smile. It has not stopped since I threw a leg over it. Okay, shift into an easy climbing gear. We got a punch right here. And that's the understatement of the day.
Get it?
Here's a really tough climb. Let's see how the unnamed bicycle does. Oh yeah, we got it. Woohoo! What a beast. And that's on flat pedals. Whoop. Oh, this thing is so good. My goodness. Nick has done it. You built an incredible machine. I'm going to try and describe this to you guys. It's not a production model. I mean, Nick can definitely copy these numbers and make you one, or tweak it for you even better, which is what I'd recommend, because this bike was built for me. And the whole experience between consulting, filling out the fit form, we got on a Zoom call and we talked about what I liked and what I don't like in bikes. And I have a pretty solid understanding of what makes a bike click for me here in Sedona. And this bike clicks. There's nothing this bike is bad at. If the Binary Maniac didn't exist, this would be my number one bike. And this has so much overlap with the Maniac. And it makes sense because I designed both of them. And some people are going to prefer this over the Maniac, especially if you want it custom tailored to what you want. If you want a different water bottle mount or a different bolt setup for your frame bag, that's where a custom builder really comes in. And the knowledge that goes into the design of each bike is so refreshing, because I get so many bikes in for review where I'm like, did they just throw the intern on this because no one really wants to work on hardtails? And they took no thought of frame compliance or geometry or modern appointments. But whenever I meet a really special small builder like Nick, it restores my faith in hardtails, because the difference between this and 99% of the hardtails I get for review is enormous. It is night and day better than your typical mass-ordered hardtail. What a special experience. I highly recommend Nick as a great builder who really knows how to ride and knows how to tweak a bike to maximize what you're going for with it. Nick, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. We've got contact info for Nick and Manzanita Cycles in the description below. If you want to pick my brain about existing bikes and all the bikes I've ridden and you need help deciding which bike to get, I offer bike consultation over on Patreon. It's my full-time job. I'd love to help you over there. If you don't need that, please keep enjoying my free reviews and give them a thumbs up when you learn something, and make sure to subscribe. And the final announcement, this exact bike, sadly, I have to tear it apart and send the frame back with Nick, but I'm not sad because that means one of you gets it. And he's going to raffle it off and donate the proceeds to charity, and someone is going to end up with one of my favorite bikes of all time. And I'm so excited for one of you amazing viewers to be able to do that. Links in the description below. You guys are awesome. Thanks for playing bikes with me. There's a party in the mountains and you're invited.